not even an MBA, much less someone who has skills and.
You're an MBA now, Tom. You know that, right?
Oh, believe me. Now, I got it by trial by fire,
Absolutely.
trial by. Yeah, I got it the sink or swim way, and there were two or two particular occasions where after we surmounted them. Thank you, dear. Mm-hmm. After we surmounted them, I gave myself an MBA because I knew that I've now faced the precipice. I've now surmounted the challenge. But
we used to joke that we were participating in 25 Harvard case studies at any given time during the growth. It's definitely an MBA. So
yeah, I just hired someone. We just hired someone at a fairly senior level, and I said there will be at least one crisis du jour, at least a crisis a day. It's not like you have a semester to ponder a case study.
Right.
It's real time and it's moving fast.
Yep.
And so the first thing I did is hired Herb Lewis. Herb had great experience as a sales manager for other companies in our industry, and it's simply the best thing that I ever did. The most important move I made was the first move, which was to be aware that I had limitations, that my partner Paul Schulich had limitations, that neither of us could run a sales organization, and it was worth it to go out and hire the best sales manager that we could find. And that is, if you don't have sales, it doesn't matter how good your product is, or how good your service is, or how good your mission is. Without sales, it's all hypothetical. So, at least for me, when we began to reimagine New Chapter in 1999, the place we started, because we had an infrastructure, we had an accounting department, we had a shipping department, we had some kind of nascent manufacturing capability. We already had the farm in Costa Rica. We didn't have the sales infrastructure. And it was through that hire and through beginning to generate multiples year after year where we were growing 100%, 70%. Now, it's hard to go 100% a year after you do it for a few years.
Right.
But you start to, you really start to build mass, critical mass, with the right sales organization. But the next problem that you were asking for inflection points.
Right.
The next problem is that we began to grow too quickly.
Mm-hmm.
All of my business friends, my fellow managers and business consultants and CEOs would say that's when companies really get in trouble, when they grow too quickly. And I thought that's ridiculous.
I used to hear people all the time say, that's a great problem to have. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Problem's a problem. So it used to drive me crazy when someone would say, oh, growing too quickly, that's a great problem to have. And I'm like, yeah, okay.
They have no idea.
No.
Because it's when, you know what, when your car is broken and it's going 5 miles an hour, it's different than when it's broken and it's going 95 miles an hour. And when you're just careening down a highway, bouncing off the center rails, and your brakes aren't working,
right.
and your fuel is challenged. You're not sure you're going to have fuel, but you're in the fast lane,
right?
And you got big trucks on all sides of you. That's the image of going that quickly.
Absolutely.
You know it. And so we started to outgrow our infrastructure on many levels, but most importantly, we outgrew our accounting infrastructure.
About what time
And
did that happen, Tom? Like in terms of number of employees or revenue range, where did you fall? I call that hitting the wall. You start to feel like the stuff that you did that got you there isn't working anymore. Systems start to break down, technology, etc. Where were you in the growth stage of New Chapter at that point?
okay, the first time, the first time that happened, we were at about, I would say we were about 10 million in sales. So we've gone from 4 million to 10 million, and it doesn't sound like a lot, but it's a lot. It's we're still in cramped quarters. We're still kind of using carrier pigeons rather than broadband. We were still very primitive in our accounting, record keeping infrastructure, and we just ran out of money.
Cash.
Oh, we it was interesting. It was a our inventory build was faster than our credit facility.
Right. Young entrepreneurs don't realize that, do they? The amount of cash it takes to keep that pipeline full.
Oh, and then and I kept thinking, and I literally would say this to people: we can sell our way through this challenge. If I accelerate fast enough, I can sell my way through it. I will generate enough cash flow, and our borrowing base will be higher, and our facilities can be renegotiated.
Did you guys have the monster spreadsheet too, with the cash management spreadsheet, the big one, like that plugged in all the?
No, we had an abacus. But the bigger problem is, even though I believed we could solve our way through it, the bank didn't believe it.
Right.
So the local bank we were working with called our line of credit.
Oof.
Right.
Bad timing.
And I remember saying to the bank, but wait a minute, we're the best employment, we're the highest growth company, we're profitable, we were profitable, we're growing, people are excited about us, and look at all these articles and look at all the innovations. And they said, we're calling your line. And so in order to keep the line there long enough to replace it, those magic 2 words were used: personal guarantees. So that was the next interesting conversation I had with my wife. Still listening in the background.
Sainthood.
Right. Sainthood, right. And that's when in order to buy time with the bank to give us a chance to refinance, a few of us, Paul Schulich and I, had to personally guarantee the debts of the company. Now that gets your attention. That's a special moment.
I bet. Commitment time.
That's like, I've already invested all of my life savings in the company, and now I'm going to go personally on the hook for beyond that. So now, not only am I talking about losing everything, I'm talking about losing more than everything. So that's a special moment, which
moment.
you have to have either a lot of confidence, a lot of consciousness, a lot of belief in yourself and your mission, and a sense of humor. You need that, because I mean, what else could possibly be? I've given all of my blood. Now I'm giving my arms and my